Hello everybody, welcome back to another valuation investing video. And today in this video, I'm going to be going over this new stock that I just bought today. So with that being said, my portfolio was originally only at 4 stocks, so I know that's not a lot of diversification. However, I finally pulled the trigger on this new company, and I believe this company is still poised for great returns. Even though it's had such a great run up since 2022, this company is still a great compounding company, and I see a bright future for this company. But first, before I reveal this new company, let's get into some stats of this company. First, taking a look at this company has over 3.4 billion daily active users on their platform. So this company is integrated into about half of the entire world population. So this company is very dominant in this space. Also, this company has been launching recent products, very recent and very great products. One of their recent products on the App Store are actually still in the top 5 most downloaded in the App Store. Also, they've been releasing very new innovative technology. So with that being said, let's talk about this company and let's reveal what company I'm buying. And this company is going to be Meta. I just recently bought Meta stock today at about $718 per share. This stock has had a recent decline in the stock price. It was almost at $800, and since then it's been going down. So I believe that this is a good time to be buying Meta. A lot of you may be criticizing this decision, probably because of looking at Meta's stock price. We can see the stock has been doing very well over the past, say, 3 years. The stock is near all-time highs, and that most investors will say, why would I buy a stock that's near all-time highs? Just because a stock's at all-time highs doesn't mean we shouldn't be buying, and I'm going to be getting into why I still believe Meta has a lot of room for the future to grow. The first thing here, as we can see, Meta has recently announced that they're going to be developing their own custom chips. As we can see here, they're going to be developing MTIA, which is Meta Training and Inference Accelerator, and the internal Artemis chip for AI workloads, including the recently tested AI-driven chip to improve performance and efficiency while reducing reliance on vendors like NVIDIA for these crucial tasks. The company also recently announced plans to acquire Rivos, a chip startup, to boost its custom chip development. As we can see here, MTIA-1 and TII, the first generation of this inference chip, was developed to improve Meta's recommendation model for Facebook and Instagram. The next generation was introduced in mid-2025 and offers a 44% reduction in total cost of ownership compared to GPUs. Meta is becoming less reliant on other companies, which will also help this company not just be less reliant, but also become more efficient. As we can see here, it's going to be costing them less, which will in turn increase their profit margins by a huge amount. Also, with Artemis AI training chip, this chip is for AI training, the computationally intensive process of feeding large data sets into models to teach them tasks. Meta began testing this chip in early 2025 to increase the number of training chips and improve efficiency. And with the Rivos acquisition, the goal of doing this for Meta was to accelerate its efforts in designing its own custom chips. I think this is one of many reasons why Meta could be a very good investment today and could still grow at a very fast pace. Another big thing I think for Meta could be the new Meta glasses with AI. And while a lot of people may be looking at this and saying, well, this might be not that great compared to some other innovations, I actually disagree. I think this could be a very good products for the future, and it's not that expensive compared to other things. Right now, they're going for about $800. As we can see, they have very cool tech in them, and for only $800, this looks like a steal for people wanting to get devices with AI in them. This looks pretty cool. I think that in the future, that this is going to help Meta, not only necessarily this product, help them innovate even more. I think Meta could be on the forefront of innovating with technology in the future with things such as wearables with AI. So I think this is a huge plus for Meta, but obviously let's get into the main reason I think Meta is a great company and will continue to grow. And with that being said, I actually think the biggest thing for Meta, which might be crazy because it's not a lot of innovation, nothing like that, but I truly think that the biggest benefit is going to be from Instagram with Meta. The reason I believe this is because Instagram, I believe, will be the fastest growing app or social media app in the entire world. Instagram, everybody uses Instagram, and it's at 3 billion monthly active users in the third quarter of 2025, which this is continuing to grow every single year. And I think that Instagram is going to be Meta's biggest tool for the future for even greater growth. And as we can see here, looking at how much Meta paid for Instagram, they only paid 1 billion. I think Instagram is Meta's biggest asset, in which will help them catapult their growth in the future. I really like this with Meta. I think Instagram will become even bigger than TikTok, even though it already is. With the short form, I have seen in recent trends, I believe more people are starting to go towards Instagram Reels instead of TikTok. I think Instagram Reels is slightly better than TikTok, and I believe that Instagram is really capitalizing on the Gen Z short-term content, and with the ads that is able to be put on Instagram, I believe Instagram is the best growth outlook for the main business of Meta. So with that being said, taking a look here with Meta, the fundamentals are just insane with Meta. I believe Meta is one of the best big tech companies out there in terms of growth and even potential in the future. With this, looking at the 7-step stock analysis, we get 7 out of the 7 key metrics that I like to look at. So this is a very strong company. As we can see here, the forward P ratio is at a 28.35. So it's a little bit high, but it's still a check mark, so it's still pretty good. I think it's worth it for the amount of growth that Meta will have in the future. Taking a look at the return on invested capital here, we can see it is greater than 10% at almost 24%. They're very good at reinvesting back into the business. Also, the revenue growth is at about 12.2%, but that has just re-accelerated insanely fast over the past year, so keep that in mind. Also, the EPS growth very fast at 33.2%. Shares outstanding, they've started to buy back shares, which I like, at about 2.5%. Also, the debt to free cash flow very low at 1.5, meaning they can pay off all their debt in about 1.5 years with the amount of free cash flow they generated. Also, future analyst expectations show very fast growth in the future in the upcoming few years. So with that being said, let's go over to the financial charts here for Meta. As we can see here with the revenue history looks very good, very fast growth. In 2022, they did have some problems, though, keep in mind. But since 2022, we've seen immense growth with Meta. Also, the profit margin has really climbed up very fast. Shares outstanding have also been decreasing pretty fast. So I think Meta is a top tier company. I think this company is very deserving of this valuation and even higher, I believe. So with that being said, let's get to the intrinsic value calculator and let's put in my fair assumptions for Meta of the future. For the bearish case, this company has been growing at anywhere from 12 to 18%. I'm pretty sure last quarter they grew at over 15% year over year. I think this company is a very fast growing company. Do I think it's going to sustain this fast growth? Potentially not, but I still think it's going to be growing fast. I think bear case, Meta's going to be growing at 8% each year. Base case, I'm going to put 12. Bullish case, 16. I think Meta could grow at a very fast pace in the future with the likes of their new AI chips helping them become more efficient, which will also help them grow. Also with Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook all integrated together, helping Messenger, also helping all the communication be within each other. I think that is a very good positive with Meta. Also, we have with the metaverse, potentially, we have the VR sets. I think their wearables could become huge in the future with the glasses. Do I think it's going to be huge like the iPhone or something like that? Highly doubt it, but I still think it could be a good growth driver for Meta. Now for the future profit margin, right now their profit margin's at about 40%. They continue to increase, and say with the new AI chips that they're generating, say that this really helps accelerate their profit margin and becomes more efficient, this could be good for Meta. But bear case, I'm going to put 38%. Base case, I'm going to put 41. And then bullish case, I'm actually going to put a 44% profit margin. I think bull case with the new Meta chips, I think that they can become very, very efficient and be the highest profit margin company as a big tech company. So with that being said, besides Nvidia, but with the big tech companies besides Nvidia, obviously, Nvidia's at 50 plus profit margins. But I think Meta could be the second largest. Now for the future PE ratio, I think Meta deserves a PE ratio of about 20 growing at 8%. Base case, I think this company probably deserves at least a 25 PE ratio. If you're growing 12% each year, you deserve a high valuation. And then bullish case, I'm going to put 30. Now with the shares outstanding, Meta has really been keen on buying back more shares. So with that being said, I'm going to put the share buybacks at 2% for the bear case. Base case, I'm going to do 2.5%. And then bullish case, I'm going to do 3%. And with this being said, if I calculate the intrinsic value calculator, I get a 15% return on the base case. Bear case, 4%. Worst case scenario, I think you're going to make great money. Bullish case, 26%. I get a projected price, even with the bear case, of $871 in 5 years. Base case, I think this stock could be about $1,500. Bullish case, $2,300 almost. So with that being said, to get a 10% return, if it's under $900, I'm happily buying it. I think I have plenty of margin of safety to be buying this company at today's price with a 15% annual return expected, I believe. I'm really buying this company. If this company gets under $600, I'm going to be loading the boat on Meta stock. I believe if Meta continues with their fundamentals, continues to look good, have good outlook for the future, I think that this company is a great buy, even under $750. But I just started a position at $717, so keep that in mind. But I still think this company, if it goes down more, I will be happy to buy more. So thank you guys for watching this video on the new stock I bought with Meta. Please subscribe, hit the like button. If you want to check out this valuation investing platform, you can get a 7-day free trial with the link in the description for my Patreon. If you sign up for the Patreon 7-day free trial, you get to use the entire platform. You can get a portfolio tracker. You can put all your positions in. You can also do the intrinsic value calculations. You can look at all the financials, financial charts, and it's all that good stuff. I think it's very good. Then after that, it's only $8 per month. It's, I think, the cheapest on the market right now. So if you guys want to go check it out, just hit the link in the description. But thank you guys for watching this video. Please give me some feedback on this new investment I have made. And thank you guys for watching. See ya.